A very good morning to you, Kenyan citizens. It is the 28th of November 2025. Karibu sana. This is the current affairs segment, a trusted source for the latest news, insightful discussions, and impactful stories shaping our nation and beyond. I'm Angela Kabete, and together with Mr. Kimotho, we'll dive into the latest news and uncover the truth behind what has been happening that is in our country and beyond. So make sure that you stay tuned as we break it down right here, right now. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Wiki imekupeleka aje?
Wiki imekuwa mzuri na imekuwa sasa so much excitement tukingojea Congress ambayo ni next week.
Oh yeah, but the Congress is next week. Are you excited? Even you look brown. I don't know, it's because of the excitement.
lazima unafanya hizo preparation, lazima mindset inakuwa prepare na kila kitu mambo inakuwa sawa.
And you know the good thing will be having great and powerful servants of God.
Yes.
Na watakuwa usiku na mchana kutuhudumia. Imagine only because of us they are here.
Kabisa.
Itakuwa that is from the 1st to the 5th of December 2025. Watu wakuje kwa wengi, places za kulala zote ziko.
Yes.
Yeah, and for accommodation purposes, please contact 0727766553. Come ready to encounter God in a mighty way. But before anything else, it is always a norm to give them that is the verse of the day.
Yes.
And today's verse comes from that is Matthew 24, chapter 24, verse 42, and this is what it says. Therefore, keep watch, because you do not know, or you do not know on what day the Lord will come. Are you keeping watch, Mr. Kimotho? Because we're being told to keep watch. Watu wasema Yesu atakuja kama mwizi. Ile siku yenye hatujui. And that's why the verse of today is telling us to keep watch. Yes. And that basically what the Jesus meant is for us. Huyu ni Yesu alikuwa anafundishwa that is the disciples. And this it means that we need to stay that is spiritually alert for the readiness, because you don't know Mungu atakuja lini. Hata anaweza kuja sahi tukute tumeacha magazeti. So it means we need to guard our hearts, protect your faith. You need to live intentionally as a Christian, as a believer, walk in obedience and in righteousness, because inasema that because you do not know on what day the Lord will come. The timing is unknown. Jesus made it clear. Not even the angels, not even the prophets, but only God himself knows when he will come. Kwa hivyo make sure that each and every day you be consistent in prayer, you build character and integrity, keep a relationship with God each and every day as a believer. What's your take on this verse?
Unajua, that is hii word ya keep watch. Tuwaza ambao tuko Mizpah House of Prayer. Hiyo ndio inakuwa ni kama our theme.
Yeah.
Because tumefunzwa mambo ya maombi, tumefunzwa kuwa prepared each and every time. So hiyo ni kitu ambayo imekuwa ikitusaidia sana. Because sometimes wakati especially you are very young that is in Christianity matters, inakusumbua sana, unashinda what to do. Watu wengine wanafikiria the word itself inafikiria ni venye watu wanafikiria. But you're always supposed to prepare your mindset, your heart each and every time.
It's true.
Wherever and anywhere you are. So ni kitu ambayo sisi tunajivunia sana, na pia kama una tatizo kama hiyo, tungeomba hii wiki ambayo inakuja kwa sababu tutakuwa na hayo mafunzo. Najua kuna ile impartation utapata, ili that is we always prepared.
Lazima watu wapokee impartation hii Congress. Lazima tupokee.
Kabisa.
Yeah, and
yes.
I know God is faithful.
Yeah.
And now that is the verse of the day. Make sure that you keep watch each and every day. And let's head over to what has been happening, because each and every day there are new stories, and it is a responsibility to making sure that you as a Kenyan citizen you stay updated of what is happening. I have the Daily Nation with me.
I have the Standard newspaper.
And on today's Daily Nation, these are some of the matters that we'll be checking out. Matters to do with legal and crime, and then tutaangalia a bit of politics, and then tutaangalia matters to do with the IEBC. Unajua the by-elections zimekuwa zikiendelea. Alafu tutaangalia TSC and a little bit of the economy. That is the state of our country. What about you?
Yangu naona leo imeangazia so much on by-election.
Yes.
But on a different section na sectors ambazo tutaweza kuziangalia.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're good to start with the Standard?
Yeah.
Okay.
So kwa gazeti la Standard inaona hapo wakisema that is a ballot bloodshed. And kumekuwa na the by-elections ambazo zilifanyika jana in various counties, various constituencies and others to the ward level. na unajua hii by election ni kitu ambayo tuliona imetiliwa a lot of effort, especially now from the government level, na pia at the same time that is also from the opposition that is side. So na jana tuliona kulikuwa na so many different things ambazo zilifanyika pale. Tukiangalia hapa naona that is kuna wale that is the candidate ambao pia ninaona hapa wamepigwa picha zao kienda that is kupiga kura zao pale. Kiangalia upande huu mwingine naona bado wananchi pia nao that is pia nao walijitokeza. Then at the same time kuna some of the violence ambao tuliona hapa. Kuna some of the MPs pia moja Kihoma Bay Town MP Peter Kaluma alikuwa attacked. Kiangalia hapa kuna gari ambayo pia iliweza kuchomwa. Nikiangalia hapa pia that is kuna mambo mengi sana ambayo yalikuwa yakifanyika pale. And it comes now to another things that if you know this is the by election ambayo ilifanyika vile, it shows that we need to do a lot ili tukue na very peaceful, comprehensive that is a election ambazo tutakuwa nazo, the main election ambazo tutakuwa nazo kama that is 2027, because tuliona that is kuna ile superiority ambayo that is kila chama ama kila eneo ama kila sekta ilijitahidi sana ili that is aweze kuyatimiza. But all this violence yote hii violence yote inapangwa na some of the leaders. Na wale watu ambao wanatumika ni wananchi. Because sasa ukiangalia sasa kama hapa page ya kwanza that is a standard, unaona kuna wale ambao waliweza kupigwa vita. Ukiangalia pia kuna wale ambao pia waliweza that is kuumia. Na pia maybe kuna wengine pia waliweza kusuccumb. So there was a lot of issues ambazo zilikuwa zikiendelea jana in the social media, in the television, and that is raise that is a lot of questions. So nikiangalia kwa gazeti ambayo that is standard page 4, because the other pages that is the pictures. Ikiangalia hapa naona nasema this attack is aimed at intimidating voters to create voter apathy, but we will not be intimidated. What we want is a peaceful election, and if it is my blood that will bring peace, let it be so. Huyu ni MP that is Peter Kaluma, kwa sababu hata alikuwa agent mahali ambapo alikuwa, kwa sababu lazima kuwe na that is the agent ambao atakuwa pale. Na tuliona that is so many other leaders walijitokeza that is kukuwa agent ili kuweza kuhakikisha kwamba that is the electoral process inaendelea vile ambavyo inafahamu. So pia nikiangalia hapa that is also wanasema that is virtually all the mini polls witness a gun violence, and that is property destructions. We also nikiangalia hapo wanasema that is a competing sides, that is a worry of mischief that is deployed goons to patrols, that is a station beat up, that is rivals ambao walikuwa pale. The other things tulikuwa tunaona bado pale in local television, tulikuwa tunaona that is kuna goons ambao bado walikuwa ni kama wako the side of the security forces, kwa sababu watu ambao wako na rungu wanakimbiza watu wale wengine na house police officers. Ilionyesha kitu fulani ambayo iliweza kuonesha pale. So na pia ukiangalia pia wanabiashara pia walikuwa that is pia nao pia walikuwa affected, because ilibidi wengine wafunge ambao especially kwa na biashara that is around those places. So from the outside the process descended into chaos characterized by campaign clashes, bloodshed, and a destruction of properties, transforming a simple vote into one of the most violent by-election in recent memories. So many were injured, business looted, and communities left that is in shock. And with a slightly more than a year that is a general election, the barbaric events have exposed the soft underbelly of the country's electoral process. That is and also now pia the system pia ambayo tunaweza kuiangalia. So ukiangalia nao pale that is that is the National Police Service pia na walikuwa pia wanahitajika that is waweze kuweka more enforcement kulingana na yale mtazamo ambao that is the CS that is a cabinet secretary ambaye alikuwa that is ameweza kuyasema. So it shows you that kuna watu ama kuna some of the leaders ambao wanataka that is kuturudisha mahali tulitoka, because ukiangalia that is in fact even most of the recent that is elections that tumekuwa nazo the situation haijakuweko so much during the election day. Imekuwa during after now the announcement na mambo yale mengine, but some of these things because inafanyika during the election day ambayo ilikuwa pale, na tuliona that is haya mambo yakiweza kufanyika For example, tuliona that is hadi kule, that is Mbeere North, tuliona that is kule Nyamira, Narok, kuna some of the things ambazo tuliweza kuziona pale, na some of these things ndio sasa inafaa that is the leaders wakae chini waweze kuangalia the way forward, ili kuweza that is kuzuia that is masuala kama haya yasiweze kufanyika tena. Kukiangalia kama that is pia tuliona that is pia kuna magari ambayo pia that is yaliweza kuchoma. Tuliona pia kuna magari pia ambayo yalikuwa intercepted kwa sababu yalikuwa yamebeba some of the weapons ambazo zilikuwa zinatumika pale. Kulikuwa na magari pia ambayo yalikuwa na ferry guns. Kulikuwa na some of the things ambayo ilikuwa inafanyika. So those are some of the maybe the highlights that I can see concerning the by-election, because pia kuna other topics concerning the by-election, but that is umeangazia mambo ya violence ambayo yalitokea jana.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I can see the same story that is page 1 of the Daily Nation. Actually, it is the top story. And iko page 2, kuna 4, 5, 6, 7. There is a lot. It seems yesterday a lot happened. And there are some of the things that zimekuwa to repeated of what you have mentioned, so I'll not go deep in details. And on the first page of Daily Nation, they call it a broad-based team in strong showing. And I can see there are people, kuna watu wamewekwa hapa, and they're calling it a tight parliamentary races. Kuna that is in Malava, kuna Seth Panyako, Panyako wa DAP, and then you have that is David Indakwa from UDA, and then that is in Mbeere North, we have that is Newton Karaoke wa DP, and then you have that is Leonard Wamuthende from UDA party, and then in Mugarini, that is Harrison Kombe from the ODM, and then Stanley Kenga from the DCP, and then that is Kasipul. You have that is Boyd Were from the ODM, and then that is Philip Aroko, and he is independent. There are a lot of things that have been highlighted here. That's why they're calling it a chaotic day. You can see there's someone who is hurt. That is the DAP leader Eugene Wamalwa and his party candidate. Wako hospitali for they are in a hospital because one of their parliamentary candidates was hurt. His name is Seth Panyako. Akapelekwa, that is Webuye Hospital. Also kuna magari yameharibiwa hapa, and a lot of things happened yesterday. And let's remember that is the story is on page 2 of the Daily Nation, and they say that broad-based camp takes lead in early polls, and then 6, that is the number of parliamentary by-elections that were held yesterday. 1 Senate seat race in yesterday by-election. The mini poll was in Baringo, where UDA had a strong showing, and then 24 the total number of by-elections that were conducted yesterday across the country. Another question is, must it be chaotic, or we just enjoy seeing chaos in our country?
That is a bigger challenge,
yeah.
And it also needs to be addressed, because hii kitu ilikuwa that is a funnel by the leaders themselves, because kuna wale ambao maybe walikuwa wanataka ku create a certain that is assumption, because wakati kuna hizi violent unakuta inachangia to the various factors ambazo tutaangalia hapa, kama ya low voter turnout na mambo yale mengine ambayo yalikuwa pale, na pia at the same time could try and create fear, and also at the same time to try and distort the decision that is making of the voters ambao walikuwa wanaenda that is kuchaguana pale. So it's something that also it needs to be done, it needs to be dealt with, na ni kitu ambayo haifai, because hizi zilikuwa mini polls ambazo zilikuwa pale, haikuwa at the main that is the election, but tukiangalia zile mambo yalifanyika, ungedhani ni kama sasa kulikuwa na the main that is the election jana.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is page 4 of the Daily Nation. They call it a day of chaos and by-election marked by violence and poor voter turnout. So we don't know if the violence is what led to the poor voter turnout. Ama tu ni wananchi, they decided that we're not going to show up. We don't know the reasons why, but we can say that is 80% of the poor voter turnout is because of the violence that happened yesterday. You have something else on the show?
Yeah, still on the same of that is the by-election that happened yesterday. Unajua now from that kutakuwa na mtazamo tofauti, na kuna the responsible agency ambao wanaangaziwa na wanaangaliwa na yale mambo walifaa kuyafanya. For example, kuna IBC, that is Anti-Graft Agency Police, in a spot of a lack of that is abide during the polls. So kuna the electoral body that is the IEBC inafaa iangalie haya masuala yote, because inafaa that is iko na powers ambazo inafaa kutumia, especially wakati kuna misconduct that is of some of the leaders na pia misconduct of some of the supporters of those leaders. Kuna vile sheria ambavyo imeweza kusema na imeweza kuguide even those electoral process, that is a processes zote. That is so nikiangalia hapa, that is kulingana na gazeti la Standard, that is page 6, wanasema that is under focus the Independent Electoral and Boundary Commission, Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission EACC, National Cohesion Integration Commission, that is NCIC, and the National Police Service NPS. The opposition has complained about open bribery of voters, including that is addition out of relief food, that is blankets and mattresses, that is in Malava. Yesterday the media also witnessed bribery of voters, that is in Mbere on the election that is a day. Na pia tukiangalia hapo unaona sasa kuna hizo claims za bribery, kuna hizo claims zingine ambazo zimekuwa ziko pale. At the same time tumekuwa tukiona that is pia kumekuwa na cheche ya maneno ambayo imekuwa that is ikitolewa na some of these leaders, and yet we have some of these commissions that are responsible in dealing ama regulating that is any comment or anything that is during that is the electoral process. Tukiangalia hapa in Narok town, that is a ward by election ambayo that is the DCP leaders agents were attacked on Wednesday as they were preparing that is to observe the election that is yesterday. Police in that is people in police uniform came that is shooting live bullets in the air and lobbing tear gas canisters into the room, so ambayo pia ili destroy mambo yale mengine. So police have also not arrested goons responsible for damaging that is Malava, that is DAP aspirant Seth Panyako, that is zile gari zake ambazo ziliweza kuatakia jana. So ukiangalia nayo hapa kuna mambo pia ambayo yanatarajia kuwekwa yakifanyika na upande pia ule mwingine pia wa our security forces, because ukiangalia hizi violence zote zilikuwa witnessed also in Kasipul ambayo pia zilionekana jana. Tuliona that is Peter Kaluma pia alikuwa that is attacked. Hatujaona anybody ambayo amekuwa arrested concerning the issues, na tukiangalia kulikuwa na some of the police officers according out to the to the videos ambazo tulikuwa tunaziona in the social media na pia in some of local television. So ukiangalia pia bado kuna yale mambo ambayo yalikuwa yanaendelea pale, because kama mambo ya bribery bado yalikuwa yanafanyika in broad daylight pale. So it shows you that if these bodies that is the commissioners, that is the IBC, the EACC, the NCIC na pia the NPS, kama wasipokuja pamoja inamaanisha kutakuwa na that is watu wataona kutakuwa na ile incompetence over the preparation of the coming general election ambayo iko pale, because kila body inafaa ifanye kazi yake kulingana na vile inafaa, because EACC wanafaa investigate nani walikuwa wanajaribu kufanya bribery claims, NCIC nao wanafaa that is waangalie nani walikuwa that is anatoa that is maneno ambayo yanaweza lead that is to incitement. Now police officers nao wanafaa wafanye the arrest. Now IBC nao pia sasa wanafaa na wafanye verdict yake that is the candidate ama that is wale wafuasi wa huyo candidate wanafaa kuwa suspended from participating now from that is the main election. So it shows you that kuna mambo fulani ambayo yanafaa yafanyike, and these bodies zinafaa that is these commissions wanafaa they are supposed to come together, they are supposed to work together ili kuweza kutuliza mambo kama. Then at the same time hatujaona anybody akikuwa arrested concerning the issues ambazo tumekuwa tukiangalia pale, because kama tungekuwa tumeona kuna watu wamekuwa arrested na wamekuwa either fine ama wamekuwa jailed, mtu yote ambaye angejaribu kuparticipate in that activity atakuwa anaona ya kwamba nikijaribu kumbe kuna sheria ambayo imefanya namna hii. But lakini kwa sababu hatujaona so far that is any arrest ama anybody akikuwa that is prosecuted kwa sababu ya masuala haya, utakuta bado itapea watu that is a room to plan and to do the same thing when it comes now to the in general election.
Yeah, and let's say whoever wins will determine the parliamentary strength of each party that is represented there.
Yeah.
So let's see what will happen.
Yes.
You have something else, or we can head over to other stories?
Yeah, we can head over to other stories.
Okay, so that is page 3 of the Daily Nation. The ODM party and the family of the late Raila Odinga is still mourning. And you know, the death of Beryl, that is the sister to Raila Odinga, comes just over a month after passing of the former prime minister, that is Raila Odinga, that happened in, that is October 15th. And they call it mourning. Oburu returns home to bury the sister, and at a glance they have related several things. You know, Oburu is the interim leader of the ODM party at the moment, and at a glance they have related several things, that is coming back, that is from Dubai, to control, that is to take lead of the burial and the events that will be happening as they lay their sister to rest, and a lot of things, and all that you can say that is condolences to the family. But naona hapa kuna statement that is from Babu, you know, he's saying that apart from the death of Beryl, many thousands of Kenyans are continuing to visit the family to pay respect to the gravesite of the late, that is Raila Odinga, latest among being the civil society groups and other people. Anasema still Baba continue to rest in peace. That is what Babu we know said, and we can say this is going to have a great impact, that is to the ODM party. Could you say that is going to have influence in their politics? Can you say that?
Okay, kutakuwa na a lot because unajua kuna those changes ambazo zimekuwa pale, na pia kumekosa that is a flow of, that is a control ya the political decisions. So kila mtu saizi yako na mtazamo wake, because the late former prime minister yeye alikuwa anajaribu, alikuwa amewaleta pamoja na kuwa that is a kuwapatia direction. So kutakuwa na a lot of that is a political, that is a influence. Kila mtu atataka that is a akwe sasa ni anaonekana, kila mtu sasa anataka pia that is aweza kujitengenezea njia yake politically. And also at the same time ODM pia ni chama ambacho kiko na ufuasi mwingi sana in our nation, and also one of the oldest party in our nation, na pia tumekuwa tukiona that is imekuwa na strength sana in so many other areas, because wamekuwa na MCAs wengi, wabunge wengi pia, na some of the governors, senators now, you know, and the rest. So ni kitu ambayo tutakuwa tukiangalia watu fulani kwa hicho chama, watu fulani wakijitokeza na njia fulani, hadi tuone ni mwelekeo mgani ambao watakuwa wako nayo politically, because ninajua pia wamejipanga na kuwa na certain direction.
And let's say may God comfort the ODM party and the family as well, because walikuwa najita political orphans. From that to this now, you can say it's not a good thing for them.
Definitely it's not a good thing,
Yeah.
But unajua sasa kuna ile political shift and changes zenye zimetokea. Because now kulingana na the circumstance ambayo ilitokea na kifo cha that is the former party leader wa ODM, so kumekuwa na hizo shake up ambazo zimekuwa ziko pale, na unajua pia especially wakati kulikuwa waliingia to the broad based government, kuna wengine walijishikilia shingo upande just because that is their party leader amewambia tu wakae pale. So kwa sababu now he is no more, sasa wanaona sasa hakuna lingine, wacha sana sasa to exercise kulingana na waona ideology, waona mindset, and also according now to how Kenyans want. Ukumbuke pia wakati walikuwa na zile celebrations zao pale Mombasa, tuliona that is Winnie Odinga akisema ya kwamba hii kitu kwa nini tusiipeleke kwa watu, waende waamue wenyewe, watuambie kama tuendelee na broad based ama tusiendelee nayo. So it shows you that is kuna some shift of changes and ideology when it comes now to the future of ODM party.
Yeah, and I guess that statement, she said that ODM was not born birth in a bedroom. That's why nasema ipelekewe watu.
Yes. So kuna hizo changes ambazo tutaziona, na tutaiangazia sana, because sasa that is the ODM party sasa imekuwa ni ya imeanza sasa kuvutia watu wengine macho. So kuna watu kadhaa pia wataanza kukua shift, that is fished out to other parties.
Right. Yeah. Let's see what will happen. The ball it's on their side.
Yes.
Away from that, another story is that is page 12 of the Daily Nation, matters to do with the education. TSC unveils new policy on the transfer after promotion. And you know, back then teachers in Kenya, they've been complaining that after being promoted, the Teachers Service Commission forces them to transfer far from home. And this has caused family separation, teacher shortage in some region. And the good thing in the current story that you're reading right now, the TSC has created a new policy that gives teachers more options when it comes to matters to do with the transfer. And the TSC chairperson, his name is Jamlek Motori, confirmed that the commission will no longer have to transfer new promoted teachers, as has been normal and has been a norm. Instead, it will prioritize that is stability and continuity in skills. There have been cases where teachers have been promoted, then transferred to far away workstations, with now considering the teachers' welfare, health, and other aspects to ensure that you are comfortable. That is what he said. And akasema, when teachers are promoted, they are taken to the institution where vacancies are available. You've been promoted to the head of institution, and the school you are in already has the head. We cannot transfer the head who is there, so you are retained there, and we take you to where there is work. That is something that he was trying to explain. And I mentioned that since President William Ruto came to power in 2022, we've been able to promote that is 151,000 teachers through competitive and common career promotion. That is what he stated, and he urged the National Assembly's Education Committee to push for an addition of 1 billion to promote more teachers as promised by the president. I hope they release this 1 billion, because walikuwa nasema that hiyo pesa yenye amekuwa akipewa, it's less, that he cannot sustain more teachers. But indeed we can say this is a good thing. And unaona hapo kwenye amealay to what the president, since he came into power, wame promote that is 151 teachers. You say that is a good thing.
It is a good thing,
yeah.
And we are really hoping that those implementations zenye wamesema watafanya hazitakuwa just on the paperwork, zitakuwa sa implemented vizuri, ndio to ease the the situation ambayo walimu wamekuwa nayo, especially when it comes now to the transfer. Wamekuwa na so many favorism, kuna kuwa na so many other factors ambazo zimekuwa pale. Walimu wengine wana complain due to the harsh condition ambazo ziko pale. So kuna mambo mengi ambayo yamekuwa yakiendelea, and that's why we are really, it's a good thing. So it's good that iko implemented vizuri.
And the impact of this, it's going to boost that is the teachers' morale. A reduced teachers shortage created by forced transfers, and encourage more teachers to apply, that is for promotion. So you can say at least that's something positive when it comes to the education sector. And from that, you have something there?
So kwa wale ambao watatumia, that is Nakuru Nairobi, that is Eldoret highway, leo pia wewe kutakuwa na traffic jam, kwa sababu our president ana visit the area ili kuweza ku launch that is Rironi Mau Summit Highway Road. And definitely wakati that is kuna hizi visits, definitely barabara huwa zinafungwa, because unajua kuna ile jam wakati maybe anaenda to a certain center, especially wakati pia atakuwa akifanya the launching of the project. Kwa hivyo ama kuna wale ambao wanataka kufanya some movement, maybe wanaweza fanya as earlier before maybe sasa haya mambo ya that is the launching process iweze that is kuanza. And the highway is part of the Northern Corridor Network, which is that is ambayo ina connect Nairobi, Eldoret, Kisumu na Busia, na pia ina serve that is a vital artery for agriculture export, including that is some of that is a wheat ambayo inatoka that is in some of the areas, horticulture, that is a produce, and also that is from so many other areas. So the process that is kulingana, that is na Kuresoi North MP Alfred Mutai, ambayo anasema we will host, ambayo ata host that is the official launch of the project, ambayo anasema ita improve that is the transport links ambazo zitakuwa in that in those areas. Na pia at the same time wakitoka pale kuna other stations watakuja that is wakiweza kufanya this launching this process, because pia nikiangalia hapa that is Nakuru governor, that is Susan Kihika, ambayo pia welcome the project, ambayo amesema itasaidia the local businesses along Gilgil, Salga and Mau Summit towns ambazo zita benefit kwa sababu kumekuwa na the increase of traffic, na that is tumekuwa tukiona kumekuwa na zile jam ambazo zimekuwa pale na zimekuwa zikiaffect that is watu wengi sana, especially along that road. So that is the dwelling itakuwa ni 170 that is kilometers, na inaitwa Rironi Naivasha Mau Summit Road, ambayo that is ni kitu ambacho kimekuwa kingojewa sana, na ita improve that is the transport sector. Na this project that is kuna washikadau pia ambao wanahusikana nao, ambao ni the China Road and Bridge Corporation together with the National Social Security Fund NSSF Board of Trustee ambao pia wanahusikana that is kuimplement the same project. So the president atakuwa na tour that is Nakuru County ili kuweza kushughulikia that is Nakuru launch the project ambayo imekuwa ikingojewa sana, and ita boost sana because unajua this main highway pia imekuwa ikiconnect even some part of to our neighboring that is a nation kule Uganda. So wale ambao that is kama uko na the issue ambayo unataka kutumia that highway, make sure maybe umefika mapema ama jaribu ukue outside those areas, kwa sababu kutakuwa na some traffic jam ambayo itakuwa pale as they launch the project, which is a good thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as we wind up, that is better to do with the economy and finance. Page 28 of the Daily Nation states funding delays risk blocking that is 2.2 trillion. That is projects, and the government had announced that is a massive 2.2 trillion development project that involves that is national infrastructure such as roads, railways, affordable housing, power and energy expansion, water and irrigation network. And these projects are meant to create that is jobs, boost economy, improve connectivity, and attract more infrastructure. I mean more investors. And the funding was supposed to come that is from government budget allocations, but kumekuwa na delay in releasing of the funds, and then that is public-private partnerships, and then international lenders and development of partners. And that's why in the current status what is happening as right now, the state has delayed the release of funding that is required to kickstart or continue these projects, which we can say it's not a good thing. They're supposed to release these finances, and they say that the government has developed a budget of that is 744.8 billion, out of which was 258.4 billion, that is 34.7%, that will be sourced from lenders. Who are these lenders? Ni domestic ama ni external? Anyway, we can say madeni inaendelea kuongezeka. At the end of the day, this is a reduction that is from 278 billion allocated during the last fiscal year. These are some of the reports that have been released, and let's see what will happen on it. As we wind up, you have something there?
Mine is just to say thank you for our viewers for bila mko pamoja na sisi especially this week, na pia kuweza kukumbusha kwamba Friday tunakuwa na mpango hapa Mizpah House of Prayer, that is kuna kesha ama night vigil ambayo tunakuwa nayo, so feel welcome. Every Friday tunakuwa na kesha, and also the same time kuwakaribisha kwa sababu ya the congress ambayo tukuwa nayo hapa, as we also unajua sasa hii congress imekuwa ikifanyika for the past that is 30 years. So it is something consistently bila kila mwaka, so it's something ambayo tunafurahia. So tunawakaribisha nyinyi wote, kujeni tubarikiwe pamoja, invitation tupate pamoja as we also celebrate together. Karibuni sana.
And we can say for calling unataka kulala kuna spaces. You have many rooms. Kuna
spaces. Hiyo mpango yote iko well prepared with the administration pale. Owe kuja na utasotiwa.
For accommodation purposes, please contact 0727766553 and be so glad to have it. Thank you so much for tuning in for this segment, that is the current affairs. We're always here every morning to making sure that you stay updated of what is happening. My name is Angela Kabete. Till next time, bye bye.